until Moscow. Got Ivan and K. Just updating the names real quick. They really have to sneak in on some of these matches. So sorry for being a little bit behind on this. Versus the Tempest releasers again. Let me update the score. There we go. All right, so in the top left, the yellow dynasty is Root. Oh, I'm sorry, bottom left. Didn't see what map it was. And then on the top left, the blue dynasty Overwatch. Again, very macro heavy players. Then we got Ivan, another very macro heavy dynasty. On the bottom right with the teammate K. I don't know how to pronounce the full name, unfortunately, so I will not be saying it. It will be referred to as K throughout this set as the Black GDF. Now, K is a very cheesy player. He likes to have a lot of sneaky tactics going on, and he's very solid at that, at doing all that. But for this map, a lot of it is going to be controlling this middle. Because you got your Tempest processing centers here and here, and then you're gonna want to try and expand down here, but it's so risky because you have to go down a ramp, and it's really hard to defend your expansions down here. So you might not really want to do it, but I think you almost have to, especially if you are Dynasty. But there's going to be a lot of contention over this Merc camp as well. You can see Ivan and K are also trying to make sure that they can't capture the Merc camp. Getting Grenadiers out of here from both sides, especially as GDF, can really help clear out the barricades that control this bridge. Looks like Root is going to try and move to low ground, and Overwatch are going to move to low ground. Ivan not deciding to move quite yet. Looks like I don't know what the barracks is doing there, but oh, that's actually an interesting strategy. I think he might be getting comm. He does have it, so he's getting comms for the wheels. I wonder if this actually works. Yeah, so he's getting move speed for the wheels to help boost the eco from the harvester. That's a really cool strategy. And he's going to need to build a lot of barracks anyway, so very smart. I like that. And you can tell from this little number 1 here that he's got that doctrine already that helps boost him up. Does go to the low ground. You can see they're very far to the left. They don't want to come out too far just because of how dangerous that middle ground can be. Same thing over here. Go out too far and you're going to be in a lot of danger. A lot of contention in the middle though as well. No K yet though. The GDF does have some issues trying to get contention just because of how they pretty much can only build drone operators. They can't really get much else to help with these fights just because pillagers are so dominant. And so you need to have some of these to help out with the fight. So he needs to have the pillager help with the infantry, and then he needs to have his drone operators help with the fight against the pillagers. It's going to be, here comes a few more drone operators to help out. Good push. He can help take out the infantry to help secure the, yep. Good engagement. Good crush on that igniter right away as well. He's probably going to win this engagement. Well, this is taken over by Overwatch, so this might hurt that. Very early riot troopers too. This will help as well with the pillagers if they come out. So he's already got a specialist pod. Probably going to start building snipers. I know that K really likes to have snipers in his party. Keeping them in EMP mode as well. Pretty safe bet. Overwatch and Root do have a slight edge on the eco, but I don't know how much this benefits on the comms wheel. Is not quite keeping up, but it's pretty good. Does get his 5th freak out, but Root's already on up to 7. He's going to take pretty much full control over this bottom part. Good amount of drone operators though from K, and they've got control of this bridge pretty solidly. Ivan also getting this move speed doctrine as well for the harvester wheels. I think that's why he goes for that. So they're moving super fast with all this. A lot of extra field over here though that can still be taken advantage of. And he's got a bureau. Probably going to end up going operatives. I think he likes operatives a little bit more than machinists, especially against Dynasty, which tends to build quite a few easy to pick off, like Havocs and Pillagers. Yeah, he does get the Overwatch or the operative. They're also good versus the matchsticks. They have that pulse that makes it so you can't use your matchsticks if you end up going air. Lots of Havocs though. This is going to be pretty hard to hold, I think, from Root. Does get the Bureau. This actually hurts Havocs a lot. You can't really contest this just because it builds up the Tempest overcharge so fast. Oh, maybe he's going. Yeah, I don't think you can take that out. It's too much overcharge and too much health. And he does get a call the guard off as well down here. Big engagements on both sides. K trying to do his best to take these out, but I don't think he has a sniper yet. He does go with the comms officer. I don't think he's going to be able to hold this, and I don't think Ivan... Well, operative's on the high ground. If he can keep this ramp, he needs to go up this hill so that he can have proper high ground. He doesn't have high ground vision down there, as you can see. Now he's got the high ground vision, so he can't contest it anymore. Operative's doing good work up there, though. I have a feeling... Does he have a data core yet? Looks like he's building it now. He has a good amount of intel, so he will be able to start pumping out a few maulers to help with the Havocs and some of the structures. But Ivan coming in with a rig. I don't know if he's going to try and crush anything with this, but Root just completely taking over the bottom side of the map. It's going to be pretty hard to keep up with that. Another engagement on the top. Has he started building any maulers yet? He does have the mauler starting to come out. Root and Overwatch just completely taken over their sides of the map, though. Even if the maulers do show up, there's too many machinists. The machinists are just going to pop all this infantry. Yep. Very strong. That's just so much control. The base crawl and the defense, very strong. Don't think he had enough high ground vision there. Or I don't even think he actually blocked high ground vision. I think it just won the fight. Mauler drones are doing their job, but if these machinists get in there, I don't think that they're going to be able to... I think they're going to be able to beat the maulers off pretty quickly. I've been trying to set up down at the bottom, but there's just so much from Root down here. Mauler's trying to hold off. This is a good push. Yeah, just building all the way across the bottom. There's not much you can do. Lots of maulers coming out though still. This is going to be a lot more troublesome. Just being able to hold off on one base is definitely helpful. This Peacekeeper might also come in and help with some of the infantry. If he can suppress the machinists while the maulers do their job, could work out, but there's just so much. There's the Havocs there as well. I don't think the Peacekeepers are going to live long enough to really be able to hold that off. And Root just taking full control of the bottom. Overwatch taking full control of the top. They don't even really need to do much else at this point except hold. Because as long as they have full control of these Tempest fields, like Ivan's going to be running out of money soon. K is going to have intel that he can work with, but if he can't win engagements, he's not really going to be able to build the intel he needs to really take advantage of it. Both trying to push together on the bottom to get some kind of advantage, but I don't think it'll be enough. Overwatch putting down flame turrets on this side of the map as well to help out his teammate. Now he sees that both of them are down here, so he's making his push on the top. Does have a couple artillery turrets, but that's just not going to be enough. Yeah, K realizing he needs to go back and defend his base. He's probably going to lose his data core, which was... Oh, it's actually pretty far back. That's a big army coming in. Tempest Dynamos active as well. Pulse coming out, so all the Peacekeepers are actually losing their effectiveness. Or all the Havoc's losing their effectiveness, I'm sorry. See, he moved them back because they were affected by the jammer. Mauler's coming in though and doing a lot of cleanup. They do have a lot of splash damage on their drones, so these infantry might just explode with all these Mauler yeah, they're just exploding now. Might be able to hold this, but with how much economy they have behind it, I don't know if it'll matter. Lots of intel coming out of this though. And he does still have his data core, does still have his MCV, does hold this back. Scrambler popping down a chaff as well. Really solid hold. I've been struggling a little bit, but I think with the amount of intel K is about to be able to produce from this push, because this is now completely defenseless. Scrambler might even be able to take out the matchstick if the matchstick has to focus on the drone maulers. I think there was a set of mines there. I don't know what detonated them though. So many maulers, holy. This intel is going to shoot up so fast too. He's going to be able to get more scramblers. Yeah, Scrambler does take out the matchstick pretty well. Dragonfly might be able to help take out some of these drones, but I don't think it'll matter. This is actually incredible pushback with these maulers. Intel is just constantly going up. I don't even think he has an army to hold this off. He can just... Oh, Root coming in with some matchsticks to help. Scrambler in the back just taking out what he can. He must have something else in here that I can't see shooting the air units, because I don't think it's just that Scrambler. Do have him holding up down at the bottom here as well. Root trying to push in, but he's even got maulers down here just holding the ramp. These are Ivan's MLRSs are going to be able to shoot this salvage van down pretty quickly. Maybe even... Oh, he's trying to go for the operative, but he can't quite reach it. He's using operatives on his own on the high ground to take out that... Oh, he does get it in the barricade. These maulers... I think, yeah, the maulers just took it over. Well played by K with the maulers. Dang. Let me update the score. So 1-0, Ivan and K. Maulers are strong, man. If he would have had a couple of shield maidens with that as well, which I don't... Oh, he still had... No, he had a specialist pod. He would have been able to hold even more, take out those matchsticks as well. But he had the scramblers, which was also doing a pretty good job. We'll see where they end up going for game 2. I really liked a lot the use of the comms though on the wheels. Actually, really, really smart teamwork there. Didn't even think of that. Not sure what happened to Kay. There we go. He's back. All right. Match 2. Did I update the score already? I did. All right. Looks like Kay and Ivan are going to be on the bottom. Going to be very curious to see how Kay handles the dynasty pressure on this map. I'm assuming he's going to not build anywhere near this if possible, to make sure that he can't take over. He's probably going to put a barracks over on this side. Yeah, building very far away from this is good. Bottom left is Ivan, and then we've got Overwatch and Root on the top. Building about the same speed, all turned off their logistics plan right after placing their machine shop. Again, they're going to go and try and push for these Tempest processing centers, just like they did in previous set. So big thing you want to make sure on the bottom, you want to take over these 2 bunkers so that they can't contest you. See, he's already coming. Oh, he's got to take that bunker. Don't let him get that bunker. Oh no, Overwatch takes the bunker. That's going to hurt so much. You don't think that's a big deal? You do. I mean, you might be able to swing around and just grab this, but again, the amount of time you need to take, he's also might even lose this guard unless he gets, yeah, he gets him out of there. That's going to hurt a lot all the time. You have to build a pillager now a little bit earlier than you would think if you want to try and clear that out, but he should still be able to get this TPC on his side of the map. Root's going to grab his respective one on this side. And there's Ivan sending his technician over there. Kay's got his one. Puts on an early Gatling turret. Again, you can see he's building very far away from this bunker because you don't want to have any pressure being able to be applied to you from here. So putting all your stuff on this side of the map. Very good. Yep. And there's early MCV move. Don't know if the Gatling turret's going to be enough. This is just so much pressure early on. It's both of them putting down a turret to help defend this. Ivan... oh, and Root puts down another turret as well. They've all got their own turrets going down. I don't know if he even does he have a factory? Yeah, so he can't even place a laser turret just because he doesn't have a factory yet, which makes sense because you need to have more infantry. Overwatch coming over here now as well to take out this TPC. Building the radar here is... oh, he does get the riot trooper. This is going to help defend a lot because he's not going to have any proper units to do enough damage to this. So as long as he can keep supporting this or keep repairing this, this will actually defend against any pillagers that come in. But it looks like it's going to go down to the flame turrets a lot faster than I thought it was. I was highly mistaken. This is an insanely strong push. Overwatch also kind of just taking over this side of the map. I don't think Ivan has anything to defend this with except the rig. Almost gets a crush. Yeah, and Kay's just gonna lose to the flame turrets. He can't even garrison his barracks safely because the flame turrets are already in his base. I think he's gonna lose this. I don't think he'll be able. It'll be close. He does have the currency. Nope, it's gone. Yeah, this was a quick one. As GDF, the early pressure is just so hard to handle because you need to have enough drone operators to help with the pillagers, but you just can't get them. I don't think the turret was enough. You would have needed just maybe even an early radar with more. He had an early radar though. It is a tough map. I got nothing. I think he did everything he was able to do, but it just wasn't enough. Having 2 Dynasty being able to build turrets in your base as GDF is a little much. He does get another bureau, but this is 2v1 at this point. Ivan just doesn't have the income to try and beat this back on both sides. He ends up putting down a radar or a machine shop over here so he can take this Tempest field too. They're just surviving though. They're trying their best. Flame turrets are just so strong though. You're not even going to be able to take this down with any amount of infantry because it outranges them entirely. So this flame turret will always be able to take down any amount of infantry you send at it, unless you have something to take the brunt of the force. Yeah. GG's called. Well played by Root and Overwatch. It's 1-1. Good round 2. And move on to game 3. All right, I'll be right back while they load up. All right, we've got game 3 starting on Prominence. From the previous matches, big corners are going to be taken as soon as possible. Got to get that early eco. Hide that. I think this is going to end up being a remake. Oh, no, everyone's in. All right, so in the bottom left, we've got Ivan. Bottom right, we've got K as GDF. Top right, Overwatch. Top left, Root. So, again, one of the big things you're going to want to get on this map, this Tempest field is huge. 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 You want to get these corner Tempest fields to get your economy rolling. Pressuring the middle is good, but this is a very small, light resources, not a lot of resources. You really want to grab these corners. So best way for Dynasty to do it is they'll move their MCV in this corner here, and they'll be able to build down and just send rigs over to this spot. Same thing with on the top. You'll likely see this MCV being placed here and this MCV being placed here to build down and grab their respective corners. I'm not sure how K is going to try and get their corner. What my eyes did on a previous set was he put a refinery here, which let him build down the hill. But I have a feeling, I don't know if he'll just move his MCV or if he'll even try and do anything else. But these, again, these fields go so quick that you have to get to those corners as soon as possible. There's also only one TPC per player. So you've got one in the corners, one of each corner. So you don't really realize how much it slows you down to not have two on a typical map until you only have the one. So Tends to slow you down a lot more than you think. So I'm expecting an MCV move over here shortly. He puts down the barracks for the comms again. Very good teamwork. I really like this idea. Getting those wheels built up. He's probably gonna get this doctrine upgraded very soon to try and get those wheels moving. No contesting the TPC. Looks like he started to and he tried, but everyone's gonna grab their corners. Looks like K is getting over to his too. Gonna be really curious to see how he gets to his field over here. Might even just do a quick beacon with this radar and then start building infantry units. But he's a little slow to his Tempest processing center, so he might be struggling on power. Yeah, he had to sell his other refinery, which is not that big of a loss, honestly, with this field. Ivan actually choosing not to go to the corner and grabbing this radar, and K going for the Merc camp. So they're going to build into the center here. You can see Overwatch and Root are going to the corners. They're putting their MCVs in their spots. So they're going to have there's a little bit safer as well because it's back in their corner. And they also have these bunkers to help defend. Meanwhile, this is just too close. He's going to need to put down something to try and defend this, but this is really hard to hold just because it's so far out in the middle. And his army is going to be way back here. I don't think he has any units yet either. Yeah, this hurts. And then Overwatch coming down here, he's going to easily take out this TPC, putting him even further behind. Does get a flame turret down, which is going to help drastically. Not going to be able to take out the pillager, which is going to be the main problem, but should be okay. He'll be able to hold this at least, but again, these fields are so much more harder to defend than the corners. So it's really hard to try and take this meaningfully. K is holding over here. Does lose his TPC. He's probably going to need to get it replaced or get an engineer to rebuild that. He's losing Havocs to Rifle Scouts, which is not good. Pillager does get slowed with this, but it shouldn't lose any health from because I believe they are immune to Tempest no, never mind. Yeah, Tempest Overflow I think they're immune to, but otherwise normal damage. K is coming up to try and put some pressure, it looks like, but he is starting to take the fields here. Again, he does get the corner here, but K not taking this corner is going to hurt, I think, a lot just because of how quickly this is going to run out. But K might be banking more on intel. On that first game, he did have a lot of maulers, like a ton of maulers. So maybe he's banking on doing that as well. Overwatch, you can see he's taking his corner. Refinery does finally come up. Pressuring with an operative. Ooh, he does a call the guard. Lots of infantry. He's going to be able to push Root back really easily with this. Probably going to get some operatives coming out of here. I know Ivan likes his operatives. Root's got to get them into here so he can survive. I don't think he has a pillager to even take these out. These guys are going to wreak havoc on these. Oh, no pun intended. Maybe a little bit. Because without a pillager to take these out, you can't really get them. And the pillager is also going to just die immediately because of how strong 3 of them in a bunker are going to be. Ivan also puts a flame turret on this side to help against any kind of infantry pushes going over here. But it's probably going to go down real quick to these Havocs. Yeah, he takes down the flame turret. Matchstick's coming in as well. Does have a medic, but there's not enough infantry for it to really be effective. It's probably going to go down. That's going to be a huge loss. Does have a tower to help. Yeah, he's going to keep the medic alive. I have been trying to send an infantry squad over to help, but leaving his whole base undefended, this is going to be all taken out if he sees this. Already struggling with the operatives. Yeah, it's too hard to hold this here, I think. Medic taking some shots. Can't see what else is inside here, but you can tell the medic is still taking some shots. Well, actually, no more shots coming out. I don't know if the medic is still... Yeah, medic is still alive. Very low health. Root over here, completely taken out. Everything he built. And with so much... this economy is going to be so strong. And his economy is still going to be strong. Not nearly as close to Root, who has 10 rigs at the moment. But yeah, you gotta grab those corners on this map. It's too hard to hold this, especially in teams. Yeah, he does take out the mission control as well. Root's probably going to come down and take out this, Overwatch is going to probably take out this Merc outpost too. The medics will help against this army, but he's already going to lose almost all of his economy before they can do anything. Yeah, his whole economy is gone. Ivan down to 1 rig, which is not even really harvesting at this point. I think GG's going to be called very shortly. This is a tough match. Overwatch grabbed their corner, Root grabbed their corner, and then they just out-ecoed. It's going to be a little bit more of a discrepancy in the final minutes, just because they're going to be harvesting for so much longer, but it's definitely too much. Finish this game out on Root's perspective. Yeah, you can see Root really out harvested, but yeah, a little bit deceiving just because of how much longer the game went, but that's a tough one. Update the score as well. So the Tempest releasers are up 2-1. Maybe I'm not allowed to watch this one. Password is different. Did I guess it? No. Oh, I was right. Okay. Just the wrong password. Never mind. It was me. All right. So we are on game 4. Currently 2-1. This map is a little bit better for GDF. Especially in the 1 slot. Although it looks like K is going to take the 4 slot. Maybe it is better for GDF in the 4 slot because they get that Merc camp. Take a little bit more advantage of that side. We'll see how it plays out. Have to imagine Root is going to switch to Dynasty. Root picking GDF. And in slot 3. So it looks like the Merc camp sides are going to both be GDF. Unless that was a mistake by Root. Although he did play GDF in a couple of other games earlier today. In the previous set against Watch in My Eyes. So we'll see how that goes. All right, everyone is loaded in. Bottom left, we got Red Dynasty Ivan and the Black GDF K. And then Overwatch in the top right. It's the Lime Dynasty and Root as GDF. So this is he's going to end up taking this mercenary camp so that he can start taking over this, and he's going to do his best to hold this little choke point here, because there's only 2 ways in. There's only this spot over to the side, and there's only this spot here. So if you can hold this and this, like, you're fine. So he's going to get this TPC as well to get some incoming power, and then Overwatch will be able to do a more standard flow, as well as Ivan, because they'll be able to take 2 TPCs each, which will help them get their power sustained for a normal build that they would have in a normal 1v1 match. I'm surprised with Root going with GDF though. A lot of this map as well is going to be about who can take their center fields too, because while these corners have a good amount of resources, they don't grow back. These do grow back. They don't grow back in the 1v1 map because this route doesn't exist. But in here, it does help you sustain for a much longer economy boost. Overwatch going to move his MCV, probably going to place it down here. Also be able to take that bunker. And Ivan also moving his MCV. Take these fields on the side. If they're able to grab the mission controls as well, they'll be able to build directly into the field, but I don't know how much of a priority that's going to be. Overwatch about to lose. Oh, Technician survives. Almost gets sniped. Good pressure by K there. Does take out the field scout as well. He's going to probably just camp this out because he knows that there's nothing that can shoot him right now. His closest infantry was probably the field scout in here. Or I'm sorry, the guard that was in there. So not much he can really do. And he's building, Root's taking out some grenadiers. Very common tactic is to come around here with some grenadiers, take out this bunker, and take out this TPC with the grenadiers. K also doing the same thing. Get some grenadiers, swooping around. Overwatch able to grab this, but probably going to lose it shortly. Unless he gets enough. Yeah. Or Ivan losing a guard there. So these grenadiers are going to come down, take this, make it pretty easy to clean up. K even throwing down some marking mines just to have some vision of the area. Some rocket troopers moving out. Yeah, he's going to clean this up. So, yeah, he's going to move this in so that he can try and clear it out. A common tactic is to try and get out so that the grenade shoots the bunker and then ends up hitting nothing. If you move your grenadier closer and try and get in the bunker while they're doing those shenanigans, it ends up clearing it out pretty easily. Hunter tank also coming in. Gonna apply some decent pressure on this side. K, meanwhile, not able to clear this out because a pillager does arrive to defend it. I don't know if Ivan has the same. He does have some rocket troopers coming back, which will help with the hunter tank. But I think these grenadiers are going to be a problem. Does put down a flame turret. That's going to help. Oh, gets a crush of looks like two rocket troopers. That was pretty good. And then that turret's going to hold pretty much anything else that he can send. So he's pretty safe down there. Overwatch keeping his side. So a lot of the fighting you'll see is going to be either right here or right here. And then eventually it's going to become a cluster either on this spot or on this spot to try and control the big Tempest fields. Whoever can kind of restrict their Tempest field the most usually ends up taking control of the map. But with the way K has been playing with his maulers today, already got a specialist pot out. It's probably going to get his comms officer going. He does have the comms beacon going from the barracks to speed up the wheels. Ivan is keeping up with income, even though he's down a rig. I actually don't know. Overwatch has the most harvesters as the GDF, so he's got plenty of credits to burn. See, he's getting ready to hold this spot being a big choke point. K moving out in the middle too, trying to make sure he prevents anything from taking over this big Tempest field in the middle. Because once you get control of this middle, that's where you really start booming in your economy. I've been pushing back here, but not coming down to control the middle. No one taking their mission controls, which I think is safe because of how much pressure was going on the sides. Overwatch now sees he's there. Does K has two comms officers, and Root has a medic. But I think the comms officers are going to be real. Comms officers have 75% rocket resist, so they can actually. Oh my god! Never mind. The Havok's just taken out almost everything. Overwatch does have the one doctrine over here, which gets their Havocs to do a lot more splash damage. That just hurts so much. Activates the dynamos. These comms officers are still going to be a problem because the Havocs will take a lot of shots to take them down, and they do explosive splash damage. But I think this surround from Root is going to be a problem. That's just a big army. Ivan swooping his Havocs around, but I think that this is a pretty big army to defend. You're gonna have to probably push back for a little while, or pull back for a little while. Ivan's starting to take the middle as well. So you did delay the move to the middle, but you can see Overwatch's income is still pretty high. Ivan's is much higher though, since he's able to hold the middle and has a couple more rigs. He's going to need to start building something to defend this though. Looks like he did a call of guard to try and help. This riot van is going to be a problem. Already getting maulers too. I think there's a medic in there somewhere. He's got 3 medics. Don't see them in... Oh, there's the medic right there. I think the other ones are probably further away or coming in. So all this infantry is going to be basically useless in this fight because of this medic. If he gets one shot off on this infantry squad, looks like he's going to back off though. Nope, he's going in. Medic going to get a shot, probably right there. Doesn't go for the shots. There, still backs up. K coming in from the side. Both of them surrounding pretty good. Overwatch nowhere in this fight. I think he's going to lose his whole army. Oh my god, the medics are just so strong. Medic from one side taking out almost everything that K had to send. Overwatch does have a couple of board tanks to help out. This is... And the Maulers are now going to come out. 19 intel. They're spending it. Let's see what he's building from back here. MLRS is coming in. So many Maulers. Gets the uphill vision with the Peacekeeper. And then, yeah, this is going to be pushed. Well played by Root. His GDF has been very solid today. And then the Maulers are also just going to clean up pretty much everything else. Overwatch reinforcing as well. A couple of units. Okay, now trying to run out with some Maulers. I don't think this is going to be enough, though, especially the matchsticks. Those aren't matchsticks. I'm blind. Yeah, he's going to clean up these rigs. But Root's going to be harvesting too much, and Ivan's already taken out. GG's probably going to be called very soon. Root's and Overwatch's army is just too big for K. Especially since Root's able to take out, or Root's able to build Maulers as well. Look at how much intel he's generating from the Maulers. And these Peacekeepers are not going to be enough to help. Yeah, this is going to be too much. Go ahead and switch to Root's perspective. Finish off the game. Yeah, looks like K just GG'd out for the chat. Nope. Yeah, there it goes. GG's, good set. Overwatch and Root end up taking it though, 3-1. Good set. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stop my stream for now, unless another one comes up.